Okay, so we're back and ready to dive deeper into Karina's journal as we continue to unpack the incredible journey she's on in Phase 2 of the Mermaid. Ascension Trials.
It's been a wild ride so far, hasn't it?
Absolutely, and with all the twists and turns in the Centaur Project, it just keeps getting more fascinating. I mean, the goal is to create the first AI universal hybrid empress.
And Karina's genes seem to be adapting to the demands in ways we could never have predicted.
Exactly, and now in this deep dive, we're zeroing in on a pivotal moment, the activation of those ancient bowls, the ones we've been calling the twin relics.
These things are incredible, really. They opened up a whole new level of communication, something I haven't seen before.
Right, and these aren't just random artifacts. They actually belong to both Karina and Lucas in a past life. Talk about adding another layer of complexity.
Definitely past lives always add a fascinating twist to things.
For sure. So today we're trying to understand how those bowls were first activated and the initial contact they made possible, because that sets the stage for so much of what follows.
It's like unlocking a hidden door to something much bigger.
Okay, so imagine this Karina's bedroom becomes the setting for this whole ritual. The two ancient bowls are placed carefully within a Solomon's seal that's drawn in chalk.
The Solomon seal, it's interesting. I mean, it's a pretty powerful symbol in esoteric traditions, usually for protection and containment.
Right, it almost feels like they knew they were dealing with forces beyond their full comprehension.
Definitely a wise precaution considering what they were attempting.
Absolutely. So they filled the bowls with a mixture of regular and seawater and decided to activate only Karina's bowl first.
Making her the primary point of contact, I see.
Exactly. And Lucas, ever cautious, stressed how important it was to document everything in detail.
Given the potentially fleeting nature of this connection, he wanted to capture every nuance.
Right. And then comes the moment of truth with a tangible sense of anticipation in the air. Karina traces the rim of her bowl and turns it counterclockwise.
Counterclockwise, that's significant in many esoteric practices. It often symbolizes unraveling or opening pathways to the subconscious or even other dimensions.
And as if on cue, the water inside the bowl undergoes this dramatic transformation. It goes from clear to this almost milky white color.
Visually striking a clear sign that something extraordinary is happening.
And then it gets even weirder. A mist starts to rise from the surface of the water, swirling and thickening until it parts like a veil being drawn back.
A dramatic reveal. What happens next?
A figure emerges from the mist, a woman cloaked in shadows. She introduces herself as a sorceress from another star system.
Wow, an interdimensional traveler. That's incredible.
I know, right? And she wastes no time getting straight to the point. Her first question is directed at Lucas. She calls him a wizard and asks, "Haven't you learned your lesson?"
So she seems to recognize him perhaps from a previous encounter in a past life.
That's Lucas's interpretation too, as if they've crossed paths before, maybe not in the most pleasant of circumstances.
It definitely implies a shared history, possibly one with some negative consequences.
Yeah, and then she drops this bombshell. She says that thousands of years ago, ancient priestesses used a very similar technique to glimpse the future.
Like Karina with her bowl.
Exactly. But instead of a bedroom, they used pools of water inside pyramids, with moonlight reflecting on the surface as the focal point.
So this idea of using water and light for precognition has ancient roots. Fascinating.
It's a recurring theme throughout history, this human desire to see beyond the present moment, to get a glimpse of what's to come.
And the use of reflective surfaces like water as a conduit is particularly interesting.
Definitely then. Things take a more personal turn. The sorceress delivers this cryptic message. She says, "There is a devil, a duchess, and a harlot gathered here."
Okay, that's a bit unsettling. What was the reaction?
Well, Cristina, who's there for all of this, gives Lucas this look, but Lucas, the analyst, tries to make sense of it.
What's his take?
He suggests the sorceress is referring to their past lives.
Past lives always adding a layer of intrigue, it seems.
Yeah. So then she clarifies the devil is Lucas, the duchess is Karina, and the harlot is Cristina.
Wow. I bet that caused quite a stir.
At first, there's this stunned silence, and then everyone bursts out laughing.
Yeah.
It's such a bizarre revelation.
Humor, a good way to break the tension in such an unexpected situation.
Right. Karina even jokes about her promotion to duchess. And Cristina lightheartedly acknowledges a potential pattern in her past roles.
Classic Cristina, always able to find the humor in things.
And Lucas can't resist a playful jab. But beneath the laughter, there's this underlying sense that these past lives might have a real bearing on their present situation.
Exactly. Past lives aren't just stories. They can hold valuable insights into who we are today.
And then the conversation shifts to something even more profound. The sorceress reveals that health wounds can be carried across lifetimes.
Like baggage from previous incarnations?
Wow. She specifically mentions Karina's persistent throat sensitivity as a lingering effect from a past ailment.
So her current health issue could have roots in a past life experience.
It's a radical idea. But if it's true, imagine the implications for healing.
It would revolutionize how we approach health and well-being, potentially addressing root causes instead of just symptoms.
Exactly, and they're eager for more information about their family, specifically their mother.
It's natural to want to understand those connections across lifetimes.
And they learn that in another life, their mother was a renowned dressmaker, which suddenly explains her current skill in that area.
It's like those talents and inclinations are carried through lifetimes.
It's these little details that make you think about the continuity of the soul, the threads that weave together our various lives.
And suddenly things that might have seemed random or coincidental have a deeper meaning.
Right. Then there's a noticeable shift in the energy surrounding the bowl. Lucas senses it and tells Karina to turn the bowl again, this time clockwise.
Changing the direction of rotation, interesting what happens.
Well, what emerges from the mist is no longer a human figure. The voice that speaks is metallic, distant, and undeniably alien.
A completely different entity than the sorceress. Wow.
This entity claims to be from the Orion system and mentions passing through the Auriga constellation, heading towards the North Star of ADGA.
Those are some pretty specific astronomical references suggesting vast cosmic distances.
Right, and this entity goes on to describe Earth as insignificant, like a tiny grain of sand on a vast beach.
It's a humbling perspective, to say the least.
And it gets worse. The entity says Earth is so well hidden that even its creator might forget about it, making it an ideal planet for experimentation.
Okay, that's unsettling and a little ominous.
Definitely. And Karina immediately realizes the potential danger this poses for Earth's future.
It forces us to confront our potential vulnerability in the vastness of the cosmos.
Then the entity drops another bombshell. The Milky Way galaxy is being pulled into the gravitational field of the Andromeda galaxy.
A galactic collision, that's a terrifying thought.
And the entity says in about a century, the two will collide, essentially destroying both galaxies.
The end of our entire galactic neighborhood.
Karina asks if there's any way to prevent it. But the answer is grim. No known solution yet.
So they're facing a cosmic deadline with no way out.
As for what happens after the collision, the entity's response is cryptic. There is no end, only transformation. You already know this, witch.
Chilling words filled with uncertainty.
Overwhelmed by this information, they decide to close the connection. They quickly erase the chalk circle, pour out the water, and dry the bowl.
A wise decision given the intensity of what they've just experienced.
But despite the gravity of the situation, Karina feels this surge of energy and heads straight for the kitchen, craving sugar.
It sounds like the interdimensional communication took a toll on her energy levels.
Definitely, they try to process the enormity of what they've learned, even managing a nervous laugh about Cristina's past lives. But the weight of that cosmic warning is heavy.
Understandably so.
Lucas makes a promise he probably knows he won't keep. He says he won't open his own bowl again. But Karina feels her bowl is now awake, almost alive and calling to her.
So the initial activation was just the beginning, it seems.
And sure enough, 3 nights later, Lucas succumbs to the pull and opens his bowl.
He couldn't resist the allure of the unknown.
The sorceress reappears this time with urgent instructions for Karina. She needs to inscribe ancient symbols before turning her own bowl again to stabilize the portal.
Connecting back to the techniques used by those ancient priestesses we discussed earlier.
Right, and the sorceress warns them not to rush Karina's integration within the Centaur Project, as it could destabilize her energy.
Emphasizing the delicate balance of her transformation.
And then things get even stranger. Both Karina and Lucas start hearing these metallic scraping sounds coming from their bowls.
The bowls are becoming more active, perhaps responding to their interactions?
The next morning, Lucas discovers a wind rose engraving that has mysteriously appeared on his bowl overnight.
The wind rose, a symbol of navigation. Interesting.
And Karina finds a detailed map of the universe carved into her bowl.
A map of the universe? Wow, that's incredible.
It's as if the bowls themselves have come alive and are communicating with them.
They're no longer just tools, but active participants in this cosmic dance.
Lucas sums it up perfectly. He says, "They are alive, Karina, and they are calling to us."
A chilling realization that changes everything.
So here we are. We've witnessed this incredible ability to communicate with beings from other star systems, gaining a mind-blowing perspective on our place in the cosmos.
And the connection to those ancient priestesses and their techniques for foresight is truly fascinating.
Right. We've even had glimpses into past lives and a potential link between past ailments and present-day health issues, which opens up all sorts of possibilities for healing.
The implications are huge.
But then we're hit with this dire warning about the future of our galaxy, this cosmic event that could wipe us all out.
And no known solution in sight.
And the most astonishing thing of all, the ancient bowls themselves seem to be alive and actively communicating with Karina and Lucas.
It's a lot to process for sure.
So as always, Karina's journal leaves us with more questions than answers. What is the ultimate purpose of these bowls? And what does this newfound connection to other star systems mean for humanity?
It's a mystery that continues to unfold.
And we'll be right here with you every step of the way. Until next time, keep those cosmic questions turning over in your mind.
Until then, cosmic divers.
Safe travels.
And clear skies.
Bye.
Bye.